Dear non-asexual people, if you were in a relationship with someone and they sat you down and said they are asexual, what would your reaction be? I've been on a date with an asexual guy. He told me 1 hour into the date. I had nothing but respect for straight up telling me. I said I want sex to be a part of a relationship. He respected my choice and we had a great date. We were friends for long after that. This actually happened to me. He was so much fun. That sex ultimately did not matter. We had 8 years together before he went on search of new adventures. But we stayed friends until his death. I still miss him. Wish them well. Find someone who shares my interests. I've been there. College boyfriend after about a year of dating told me that he thought he was asexual. We had been having sex until then. And it made me feel awful thinking that he might have not wanted to the entire time. I felt bad making him do that. It was always consensual. But I was worried he only did it because he felt he had to. Note: not all asexual people would do what this guy did. Be controlling, manipulative. Some people can make a relationship without sex work. But this is what I personally did not want. I never shamed him for his lack of sexuality. But it made navigating the relationship more challenging. That relationship went on for at least another year. But ended up failing for a few reasons. I'm quite sexual. So that became a compatibility issue. We did not have sex thereafter. He was kind of a controlling person. Not because he is asexual. He would make me feel ashamed for getting turned on or, God forbid, masturbating. He also guilted me in staying with him despite the lack of any sexual compromise. He basically said that if I really loved him for him we would stay together. And I did love him a lot at the time. So that is why I stayed. I know now that sex is important to me. And really it is nice to be intimate with someone and to feel wanted in that way. I felt ugly for the longest time because any time I brought up this issue, I would either be rejected, ouch, or shamed for wanting anything sexual. We were both pretty young in this relationship. If I were in a relationship like this now, after some more relationship experience, I would have tried to have a clearer discussion about my needs. In all, I hope that if anyone else finds themselves in this situation, i.e. with a partner that realizes they're asexual, that you can have a serious conversation and decide if this is enough of a compatibility issue to stop seeing each other or make a compromise to match both of your needs. Edited for clarity. This comment section is why I'm always upfront when a woman comes onto me. Wow, this is weird. This actually happened to me the other day. My partner came and told me she is asexual. We talked through what that meant to her and basically she's not anti-sex. In fact, she enjoys it. She just has almost no independent interest in sex. And almost no attraction or sexual desire towards people. So, after checking that she was still happy with the way things are and she wouldn't prefer some alternative arrangement, we basically just agreed to continue as we have been throughout the relationship up to this point. Boring, I know. Sorry. Edit. In fact, it made me feel more free to pursue my own kinks and desires. Since sex is now something she mostly does because she wants to make me happy, I feel less bad making it about my wants. Edit 2. Clarified a bit some people are picking up on. Ladies on Reddit, what are red flags you can't ignore in men? Never apologizing. When they have to always one-up you. When I worked at KFC, there was a girl whose boyfriend would stay parked outside the door during her entire shift. That is not something I've seen commonly and it's a huge red flag. Unhealthy dependency on my replies. Before I met my current I was chatting to a guy who needed replies within minutes. If I didn't reply in 30 minutes he'd start saying things like, "She's gone again." Or, "And I've lost her interest again." It became like a chore to respond. When I said I didn't feel comfortable continuing the conversation, he started talking about how women never gave him a chance. And he is a good man. It might not seem to him he had ill intent, but it came across as controlling and pressuring. I had to block him eventually as he kept on messaging even though I had requested to stop the communication. Later he started sending paid likes on a dating platform to get my attention. When they cannot discuss sexual health like an adult. If you're having sex, you need to discuss birth control, condoms, and STDs. Ignorant arrogance. Doesn't seem capable of changing his mind or seeing other perspectives. When women smile at you in public, what are you supposed to do? Immediately ball up like a threatened armadillo. Attempt to roll away. Explode into 1,000 bats and fly off into the moonlit sky. Smile, nod and keep walking. Clam up and post about it on Reddit. Assess the situation. Is she armed? Does she look aggressive? If the answer to either of these is yes, beat a hasty escape using the crab walk method. It is sure to confuse and distract them long enough to flee. If no, beat a hasty escape using the cartwheel method. You can never be sure of motives, and safety should always be your primary concern. Turn around because there's a high chance that she's smiling at the person behind me. What's a hygiene tip that you think is underused and you wish more people knew? For those with glasses, wipe them down at the end of every day. At least every part that touches your face. Your facial skin will start to clear up all over. Edit. I appreciate all the kind words and responses, smiling face. Brush your tongue. It will significantly reduce bad breath. Clean your piercings. Stank builds up in those holes. Wash your belly button in the shower. Wash between your cheeks and the rim of your beehole in the shower. Wash behind your ears. Not in that order. Take your detachable shower head down and blast your asshole with it with every shower. Use soap. Cleans the undercarriage magnificently. Electric toothbrush plus flossing with good technique every day plus tongue brush, scraped plus alcohol-free. Mouthwash. Not every scent is compatible with every body. The bottle may say eau de cologne, but on you it turns into eau de durian. What profession has the worst people? Working at a scam call center. Televangelist. Every nurse I've ever met has been either a total sweetheart or an overgrown high school bully. Payday loan owners and employees. Scum of the earth preying on the needy. Scam telemarketers. Working in cold calling people to sell things is bad enough, but to do so and knowing you are engaging in and profiting off fraud makes you scum. I went to an MLM conference without knowing that's what it was. Holy fuck, was it weird. One guy got on stage and professed how the MLM scam turned his life around. He cried while a Kid Rock song was playing in the background. Oh yeah, if you sell enough of the product you get to yellow jacket status. I don't even remember what they were trying to sell because I was so mind-fucked from the experience. What's the most frequently recurring theme in your dreams? Running away, trying to hide from someone or something. It's pretty much the only type of dream I have had since childhood. My teeth falling out. I gotta get to the math class that I never attended all semester for some oversight, and the final exam is today, and because I never attended the class I'm not sure where the rooms is and I'm trying to go faster, but it's like the faster I run the slower I go. Also, the same thing but with planes. Inability to use my cell phone despite it being in my hand. Powered up and interactive. It's incredibly frustrating and I don't remember it ever happening to me IRL. I lived in my childhood home from birth until high school was over. Every time I have a dream when I'm at home, it's always my childhood home. Never at any home I lived after. I'm 29 now. I dream about this studio apartment I lived in. It had a tiny area for the bed, and then this other side of this was an enormous room. Also, a bathroom. Thing is, it's not real. I never lived there, but I have dreamt about it many times. It changes a little every time. And in every dream, it has some connection to my grandmother's. Sometimes it's located on the next block to where my mom's mom lived. Sometimes it's the top story of the apartment building my dad's mom lived in. There's nothing inspirational or scary about these dreams. They are very boring day-to-day things. But when I have them, I have the feeling of being home. I have no explanation for this. Subscribe, my brothers.